The man furiously sprayed the perfume repeatedly into the female clerk's face, shouting that it was counterfeit. Nancy, the clerk, tried to show him the production report to prove its authenticity, but Pete snatched it and threw it on the ground. Nancy wanted to argue back. How could he possibly determine it was fake after only half an hour? But Pete rudely cut her off, declaring, "The customer is always right." He threatened to have her fired if she didn't process the refund. Left speechless, Nancy had no choice but to give him his money back. After her shift, Nancy told her coworker Julie how Pete had scammed the store that day. Both were furious. Just then, they spotted him causing another scene, this time at a restaurant. Nancy whispered to Julie, "That's the guy who got the refund today." Pete was pretending to be outraged, claiming there was a bug in his food. He refused to pay and loudly demanded a new dish, threatening to leave a bad review if the staff didn't comply. The two women watched everything unfold and decided to teach him a lesson. Julie walked over and introduced herself as the owner of the restaurant. Pete thought she looked familiar, and Julie reminded him they'd met at the perfume store. He finally remembered. Julie said, "That store had the nerve to sell fake perfumes." Pete nodded in agreement, adding that the clerk had been rude. Julie played along. "That same employee even asked me for a second job, or else she wouldn't process my payment." Then, she called over Kelly, who was pretending to be a waitress, and fired her on the spot in front of Pete. To further win his trust, Julie apologized for the inconvenience and told Pete he could pick any bottle of liquor in the house on the house. Thrilled, Pete went straight to the bar and chose the most expensive one. But the moment he stepped out of the restaurant with the bottle, the police stopped him. They said they'd received a report about a theft. Pete desperately tried to explain and brought the officers back inside to find the owner. But when he pointed at Julie, she calmly said, "I'm just a customer." Then Nancy appeared, and she wasn't a waitress either. It was only then that Pete realized he'd been caught in their trap.